get this angle right. Probably not. Let me see. That might work. See if you guys make it back tonight before I go to bed. Hey, hey, hey. Who goes there? Who is it? Which one of these I'm going to use tonight? I haven't used this deck in a while. It's been a minute. This is gonna be my Black and Blessed deck. I haven't used it in a minute. I'll do it real quick. All right. All right, let's see what we get. I haven't done this one in a while. I haven't used these. These are really slick and stiff. Let me see what we get. I would have came back sooner, y'all, but I was experiencing some technical difficulties. That's all good. Got it together now. It's gonna be the Black and Blessed deck. I started to use the What's the Tea deck, but I decided to do the Black and Blessed deck. Let's see what we get. This deck tells it like it is. one gonna be quick. Let's see what we got here. Hi, Brittany. How are you? Thanks for joining, dear. Let's see what we got. You take this as it resonates, okay? Hey, Joshua. I'm doing good, Brittany. Take this as it resonates. It could be masculine energy or female energy, or feminine energy, female energy. It could be either or. So if I say he, it could be she. If I say she, it could be he, okay? So I'm just going to go by what's on the card, but you flip the roles as necessary for you, okay? My first card, it says block contact. Girl, blocking is free. Therapy isn't. Delete his number, not your self-respect. Boundaries, dignity, and closure. But it came out in the reverse. Somebody having... Huh? Hey, Sophia. Thank you, Sophia. Y'all, I don't have my glasses on. Augustine, thank you. What did I say? Joshua, I'm not doing where we join the lives right now. I'm going to do this reading for you guys, okay? And then I can talk to you guys once I get done, okay? It says, blocking is free, therapy isn't. Delete his number, not your self-respect. Boundaries, dignity, and closure. And this came out in the reverse, okay? So what I'm getting from this card is that somebody having a hard time letting go of a relationship or something that happened is over with. Okay, that's obvious. If the card is telling you that you need to delete somebody's number, but not your self-respect. So whatever this person did to you or to somebody else, or you did to somebody else, a number needs to be deleted. You need to block and delete this person, okay? It is over with. Do not try to rekindle nothing and bring nothing back. Apparently, if this card is telling you to delete the number, not self-respect, and you need to draw some boundaries, keep your dignity, do not beg this person to come back to you and give yourself closure, then this person must have disrespected you in some type of way when you were with this person, okay? They may have disrespected you throughout the relationship, which is why this card is telling you that you need to give yourself, you have your self-respect about yourself by not contacting this person again and leaving them alone, okay? Delete and block them. You don't have contact with them and they don't have contact with you. You know, put your boundaries up if they ever try to come back your way so that they can't get back in. So whoever this is, at some point, you probably was trying to fix the relationship with this person or whatever. You was trying to hang in there with them or whatever it was. And this person did not treat you right. They were very disrespectful. They violated all your boundaries that you had up, but your personal boundaries that should be respected at all times, okay? And now that you guys are not together anymore, you need to keep your self-respect for yourself and your dignity, put your boundaries up, give yourself closure, and do not maintain contact with this person. If you know, the card is saying blocking is free, therapy isn't. So some of you guys, after that relationship, it might have been so bad that you may need therapy, but I am not a therapist and I am not a doctor. Only you will know if you need therapy or not after being in a, sounds like what I see is a toxic relationship with somebody. You'll know. Get your dignity back. Do not contact that person. Leave that person right where you left them. Okay? Respect yourself. My second card is going to say, it says, stop editing a story that flopped. Okay? Stop editing a story. The X isn't an unfinished project. Okay? Endings, detachment, and closure. So this is another card that is telling you to stop editing the story that flopped between you and that person. You know, you don't have to make it seem like it wasn't as bad as it was. If it was bad, it was. Okay? If they mistreated you, that's what they did. Don't try to romanticize it and make it seem like it wasn't as horrible as it could have been or was or whatever it was, or heartbreaking as it was, or you didn't get as just much as disrespected as it really was, as much disrespect as it was. You know what I'm saying? And your ex isn't an unfinished project, meaning you don't have to, like, some people get in relationships and when they get in, they see that their partner, the person that they hooked up with, might have some different issues, some of them big, some of them small. And we be trying to, build a bear, fix that person. That's what we be trying to do. We be trying to fix them and trying to make it seem like, we have the tools to make this person better, like they're the $6 million man or something. We can make them bigger, we can make them stronger. And we be trying to fix on them and stuff, and thinking if we can love them enough that it will fix them. And that's not necessarily true. You know what I'm saying? Because some issues with some people are deep seated. So you may not have the power. Like I'm not a therapist. I don't have a license for that. I'm not a doctor. You know what I'm saying? You can take this with a grain of salt. My videos and stuff that I say in my videos that are intuitive or interpretation of these cards, you can take it as a grain of salt. Okay. And just like when you're in a relationship with someone and you see that they have some issues, you may not have the tools yourself to help that person. You understand what I'm saying? You may not have the tools for that. It may not be within you to help that person. But some of us have this notion or this idea that we could fix that partner because we have that kind of compassion and love for that person. We want to work with them. And some things is just not for you to take on. You understand what I'm saying? You would lose yourself trying to help somebody like that. Is what I'm trying to say. So your ex isn't an unfinished project. It was an ending. You need to detach and give yourself closure. Next card says, law of attraction ain't the law of laziness. Stop calling it manifesting. It's just daydreaming. Fantasy, action, and reality check. So I'm going to talk to somebody here. Tap that screen, okay, for me. But somebody here needs to understand that in order to attract what it is that you want, you can't be lazy about it. Honestly, this is a little pep talk for you. You can't be lazy about trying to attract what it is that you want or need, okay? You can't be daydreaming your head in the cloud. There's no action, okay? Your Bible says faith without works is dead, okay? So if you think something is going to happen while you do nothing, that's not how it works. It's saying you got to put in some effort. You got to do the work. You got to put some work in. So the law of attraction ain't the law of laziness. Stop calling it manifesting. It's just daydreaming. Fantasy, action, reality check. And here we see the young lady. She's sitting up here daydreaming in her head, laying around, thinking about and daydreaming about the life she want to have or whatever. And this could be you and this could be somebody else. Take it as it resonates. You know what I'm saying? But she's not putting in no work. She's not doing nothing about it. She's just living in her head in her little fantasy land, thinking and dreaming about what she would like to have. And around her, you see all these books that look like magazines all around her. So her idea of the life that she wants and some of the things that she wants, obviously, if you look at them, look like magazines. Like she want fashion. She want, the material things. She want to look good. And this on this card. I don't mean that's for everybody, but in essence, she's laying here and she's daydreaming about what she could have, what she would like to have. But she's not doing anything about it. And that's the point. Because a lot of times we can envision a future of how we want to relate to people, who we want in our lives. I remember as a little girl, I used to dream about when I get older, I'm going to get married. We're going to be so in love. We're going to have a house with the white picket fence and 2 cars in the driveway and the garage, the typical American dream. When I was a little girl, I used to think like that. I used to see it on TV, and, as a child, it's normal to dream about certain things. Some kids, they dream about, when they grow up, they're going to be a police officer. When they grow up, they're going to be a doctor. When they grow up, they're going to be a fireman. They're going to be this, they're going to be that. You know what I'm saying? And some kids dream of, when I grow up, I'm going to be the president or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to be the governor. I'm going to be this, and you have to work towards that. There's a lot of years of going to being a doctor. I don't know how long you got to go to school to be a doctor. Long time, I hear. In anything in the medical field, when you are the person that's over the care of other people, I feel like, and this is just me, you should go to school for quite a while because you have other people's lives in your hands. So you need to know what you're doing. But you can't just walk into the hospital and say, I'm gonna be a doctor. You can't just walk in there and say, I'm gonna be a nurse. I'm gonna do this. Or the pharmacist and start dispensing medicine and you don't know what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? You gotta put in the work. You gotta put in the work. You gotta do what's necessary. You gotta learn what you need to learn. So this right here is not gonna work. You can't be daydreaming all doggone day, all doggone night, day in and day out about the life you want to have. And this is what you're doing, is just laying there, okay? Next card says, congrats, you just sponsored the circus. You wanted red flags, not a damn parade. Awareness, choice, and wake-up call. So this card came out in the reverse. I'm going to show it to you upright. But it came out like this. Okay? So somebody is ignoring the red flags. Okay? They need to wake up. They need a wake-up call. As my granny would say, you need a swift kick in your rear. You need a jump start or something, to get you going. Red flags all over the place. Stuff that's pointing you in certain directions. Things that are warnings for you. You know what I'm saying? Things that are telling you what you should and should not do in your own common sense that should have kicked in by now if you're an adult. You know what I'm saying? Everybody don't use their common sense, okay? Different things that you've learned along the way, And as they say, when you know better, you do better. So things that are pointing you in the right direction or that's showing you what choices you should make, a lot of times we miss that. People are not aware of the choices that they need to take or need to make, directions they need to go in, which is why this card is in the reverse. Because those things sometimes, big red flags, they're like they flagging you down. You ever been to the airport and you looked out the window while you're waiting on the plane to either board or to depart, to board the plane, to depart, or, you're waiting for somebody to get off the plane. While you're in the airport, you're looking out the window at the planes landing and taxiing and different things that they're doing. When they land, they got to be directed to a certain gate. And there's always somebody down there on the ground out there with the planes, with their little flags or cones or, lights or whatever. And they're directing the plane, telling the plane which way they need to turn a little bit more this way, trying to get them to the gate so they line up with the gate so that people can get either on the plane or off the plane. Well, this is what this card is representing. It's been waving in your face, trying to show you which way to go. And there's a whole bunch of flags. Look at all them flags. It's in the reverse because somebody been ignoring it. Okay? Somebody been ignoring their intuition. They're ignoring which way they're supposed to go. They're ignoring the red flags. That's how we get in situations that be compromised, and we be in these uncomfortable situations, and we be in different things that's going on that we don't be realizing what we in. And by the time we do, we so deep into whatever it is, we're feeling like, how did I get here? You know what I'm saying? And it's like, well, how many red flags did you miss? How many of them did you purposely ignore? Because sometimes we purposely ignore. We do it. We be hoping on a wing and a prayer that is not what it looked like. That's exactly what it looks like. And then you start remembering, once you get knee deep in something, you got to figure out how to get out of it. That's when you start remembering, well, I did see back there, way back, this was telling me I should have listened to my other mind. How many minds you got? That's a reminding you that was telling you, I don't do that. Don't go over there. Don't say that. You know what I'm saying? And we just purposely, a lot of times, ignore it. We don't be trying to hear. We don't be trying to listen. We don't want to. You know what I'm saying? We don't be wanting to. And that'd be the problem a lot of times, is that we don't be wanting to, because we be thinking we know what we doing. And we don't always know what we doing. We just don't. That's the bottom line. Hold on. You know what I'm saying? So it pays to pay attention and not ignore all the red flags, okay? One second. Okay. Okay. So that's what's happening with that card. So you congrats, you just sponsored the circus. Yeah. Awareness, choice, and wake up call. We can't always just ignore stuff. Sometimes things come along to try to warn you of certain things. You know what I'm saying? To try to get you to understand what's happening, maybe to guide you through something. Since you decided to ignore the red flags to get into something, now that you're in, maybe you can listen to your intuition now because you want to get out. Maybe you could, instead of, what am I going to do? Start thinking about, okay, how did I get here? Okay. Then my next card is going to say, dots don't mean devotion. Read energy, not typing bubbles. Intuition, patience, and awareness. I have awareness on this board twice. It's on this card with the red flags at the bottom. Let me pull it back just a little bit. You can see it. It's the first word, awareness. Okay. Then I have it again on this card. Awareness. Okay. So it says dots don't mean devotion. Read energy, not typing bubbles. Okay. Everybody is not gifted with the ability to read people's energy well. You can pick up on certain characteristics of people, when you encounter them. Everybody is not as in tune. Sometimes it takes practice, okay? And you gotta be able to pick up on certain things in order to protect yourself, because you really don't know what's going on all the time. People that you encounter, like, it's so much stuff that's going on, and I'm gonna just talk just for a second. It's so much stuff going on right now that you really don't know. Like when you meet somebody that you don't know, or you come across them, or you encounter them, whether you're actually engaging with that person or not, you don't really know what that person is on. Okay, you don't know if they're crazy for real or not. You don't know what they're gonna do. It's just like when you're driving in traffic. You have to do defensive driving when you're in traffic a lot of times, because you just don't know what people are going to do in their cars. It's the same thing, okay? So you just trying to watch traffic. Your head is on a swivel, and you trying to anticipate the possibility of drivers doing certain things to protect yourself and other people as well, okay? So that takes you being aware of your surroundings when you're encountering strangers and different people that you don't know. And it's also the same thing that you use when you're driving on the road. You're doing defensive driving. So it's the what ifs that you're looking at. But the dots don't mean devotion. Here we see a young lady that is holding a phone in her hand. You see the look on her face? She's looking at her phone right now, okay? When somebody sends you a message, a lot of times those messages can be misinterpreted when they texting you. And the reason they get misinterpreted is because that person is not standing in front of you. You have no intonation. You can't hear their voice. You can't read them. There's no body language. There's nothing. There's just these words in space on your phone. And sometimes we misinterpret them and can think that somebody means one thing when they mean another. Okay, so we can misinterpret and think, somebody, for example, is trying to be funny, or maybe they coming across angry, or like when people type in all caps, a lot of times that's perceived as shouting. Okay, and it's not shouting necessarily. Maybe they're trying to make a point, but most of the time people interpret that as shouting. But then people can send messages to you, and they text messaging and whatever, and you're just going to misinterpret what they say, and your response is a whole paragraph, because you're responding to something that you perceive to be, for example, anger, and that's not what it is. So you got to understand that reading energy is so important that when you are around people, you need to be able to pick it up. A lot of people keep to themselves for that reason because they never know. They may not have the ability to read. They may not understand, or they just don't want to, engage with people on a personal level. So they keep their personal space and they do what they got to do and then they go home. Okay? And this is what's happening with this. This is a deck that is meant to give you everything straight, no chaser. Okay? So if you were in a relationship and y'all broke up, give yourself closure, create your boundaries, have your dignity and your self-respect. Do not try to get this person to come back to you. Don't text them, block them, delete them, everything that you have about them. If they text you and y'all done broke up or they broke up with you and they reaching out to you, block them, don't respond because they broke up with you. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm just saying that's my personal opinion. You do what you want to do. If you feel like you want to respond, you go right ahead. But if they disrespected you for the majority of the relationship, when y'all was in a relationship, why would you dignify that with a response? That's how I feel about it. And I know my collective not about to be disrespected. They're not about to bend and, to somebody else's whims. And, they break up with you and then they texting you and you supposed to respond. You're going to see if you don't respond. Well, a lot of the stuff that you saw when you was in the relationship. And then here it is again. It's telling you again. This card came out in the reverse, but it's saying let go already. Even your cards want you single. Clarity, wake up call and release. This card came out in the reverse. And it is telling you again to let it go. But it's in the reverse because somebody trying to hold on to somebody that walked away from them. That's what it is. This card is telling you to let them go. Give yourself closure. Coming out on top of the first card that said the same thing, pretty much. Let them go. You get the wake-up call was that they disrespected you, which meant this is not your person. It's not somebody you need to be with. You know what I'm saying? What do you have for the stop editing the story that's locked? And I'm using the same deck to clarify other cards within this deck, okay? Because I'll pull out the other one. We're going to be here tonight. Endings, detachment, and closure. Give yourself closure. Stop making the story seem like it wasn't that bad when it was that bad. Yes, it was. It was that bad. That person was a jerk, okay? They mistreated you. They were wrong when they did what they did. You understand what I'm saying? The next card came out in the reverse, but it says, you're starving while calling it fine dining. Stop romanticizing crumbs. Self-worth, scarcity, and denial. So another card that is telling you the same thing. This is clarifying this card. This card is telling you to stop editing a story that flopped. And the card to clarify that is saying, stop romanticizing crumbs. Same thing. Same thing is telling you. Stop making it seem like it was better than what it was. You have your self-worth, your self-dignity about yourself. Respect yourself. That person did not deserve you. Now, my collective, and you're not about to take them back either. For what? What? For what? Can I get some on the law of attraction ain't the law of laziness, please? Ooh, we got 3 cards. Honestly, that's the real miracle. Honesty is. Congrats, you made it out alive, barely. Resilience, survival, and humor in the reverse. So somebody was not honest with you, okay? You survived that mess, and you're out on the other side. And later in life, you can be able to look back and laugh at that. Laugh at yourself, probably, like, what was I doing? Where was my head at? Why did I stay as long as I did? That was crazy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it was crazy. Professional situationship advice, invest in therapy, not texting back. So here we again, another card that's telling you, oh my God. that it's okay if you need it. Because our first card said something about therapy, that you might need it. Somebody might need therapy. Better help. I see it all the time. Girl blocking is free. Therapy isn't. You might have to have some therapy. Some of us do. We need it. But you made it out alive, is what that card is saying. Barely, some of us by the skin of our teeth. I'm being one, okay? I'm not even gonna hold you. And it was rough, but we were resilient and we survived, okay? And we no longer just being survivors in that essence, because like that situation probably felt like it tried to kill you. You know, I won't say literal, but you survived that abusive, toxic relationship. That was y'all were just misaligned. That's all it was. So you got to be honest with yourself about this whole situation. You made it out. Next card is the professional advice. Is talking about therapy again, suggesting therapy. Because who's gonna be sitting in the house all day daydreaming? Okay. Then we have keep the bar right where it is. Your standards aren't too high. Their effort is too low. So now you need to have some expectation. This is going to go along with the boundaries that you're setting for yourself. Set some expectations for yourself. Know your self-worth and your self-value. Your bar is not too high. Keep it right where it is. Your standards aren't too high. The effort is too low. Okay? So now you raise the bar up. Now that you've been, dealing with certain things a certain way, you gave too much time and effort to that. You know what I'm saying? You didn't have enough boundaries to have this person not treat you that way. You didn't put up enough boundaries for that person. And some of us didn't have hardly any boundaries and got ran over. You understand what I'm saying? So now you need to put up your boundaries. That's what you need to do. You need to put it up. And then this last card, let's see. Signs everywhere, the volume is still on mute. Spirit's trying, but you're not listening. Guidance, awareness, and intuition. And this is clarifying the red flags card, which is in the reverse, which means that you or somebody else was ignoring the red flags. And then we got another card that tell you the signs is everywhere, but the volume is still on mute. Spirit's typing, but you're not listening. Guidance, awareness, and intuition, and this in the reverse as well. So this is another card that's reiterating the fact that somebody was ignoring their intuition, the guidance, and everything else. They was ignoring all the red flags. So here it is again, saying that this is what you was doing. That God was trying to tell you something and you wasn't listening before you jumped in that relationship with that person. You probably knew, but you were so attracted to that person. Let me tell you, they had your nose wide open. Y'all know what I'm talking about, okay? Spirit's typing, but you ain't listening. You didn't heed the guidance at all. Awareness and intuition went out the window with these red flags in your face, and you just continued anyway. What else, Spirit? Don't trust chaos is what this card is saying. You see that? Don't trust chaos. Don't recycle heartbreak like plastic bottles. Stop trying to heal in the same place that broke you. I know you've heard that before. Cycles, escape, and liberation. Now that you're free, stay free. Don't get comfortable with the chaos. Don't trust it. Sometimes people get in relationships and it's toxic and chaotic, and a lot of stuff going on that is an unhealthy relationship, and they get used to that. And they get comfortable in the chaos. This is telling you not to trust that. Don't recycle the heartbreak like plastic bottles. Don't go back. Stop trying to heal in the same place that broke you. Okay? You're out of that cycle. Okay? You're free. Stay free. God's don't mean devotion, spirit. Read energy, not typing bubbles. Use your intuition, have patience, and be aware. What do you have on that? But we're about to end this. It's the last one, y'all. What we got? Hold on, before we do that. Okay. Okay, that's gonna mean devotion, read energy, not typing bubbles, intuition, patience, and awareness. Okay. And the card I get for that says delete your thumb rest, delete the text, block the number, reclaim your peace, close your detachment, and release. Okay. Use your intuition, read the energy. Don't assume that something that is not when you get text messages or emails or whatever it is from somebody. If they're not standing in front of you, you're not going to be able to read that energy at all. Okay. And for some of us, this is messages for some of us. It says delete your thumb rest. If your thumbs is on the phone, if you're thinking about texting this person and even responding, just like she holding that phone right here and assuming that what she's reading that she received from somebody means something else. You see the shock on her face, so she's assuming somebody means something else. And then this one, here's another young lady with another cell phone in her hand, and it's telling her to just delete it. Don't even respond. Some of us don't need to respond, but some of y'all gonna respond. Y'all is. Y'all gonna respond. I'm ready to end this. Let's see. Last card. I got a lot of reversals on this spread here. I only got 1, 2. How many cards? I got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 cards, and only 1, 2, 3, 4 of them is upright. This next card that just dropped down is in the reverse, and it says, fake version of you. You changed your whole vibe to be easier for them. Ew. Authenticity, rejection, and self-honor. So this is saying be yourself. It's in the reverse, so it's telling you not to do that. Don't change your version of, don't change who you are for anybody, okay? Some people, and this is something that I've learned, and I know people have heard this before, but sometimes when people want to fit in, or they want to fit in and with certain groups of people or around certain people, they change who they really are to try to fit in, try to look the part and act the part and be the part. And it always seems to blow up in your face because at some point you're not going to be able to maintain that and you're going to be found out, right? So this came out in the reverse. It says the fake version of you, which is saying be true. Don't be fake. Don't do that. Just to get somebody to accept you, be who you are, okay? You change your whole vibe to be easier for them? We're not doing that, collective. You're not doing that. You're going to be authentic. You're going to be who you are, and they're going to either like it or they're not. You know what I'm saying? Stop changing for other people. Honor who you are first. Quit worrying about what other people think. And some of us have a hard time doing that. We're grown as I don't know what. We be having a hard time with that. But seriously, be struggling with that, trying to fit in with everybody else. Don't do it. Because you're going to get some people around you that's going to get used to that version of you that's really not who you are. And when they're around you like that, what happens is you're going to have to maintain that because that's how you got them. You know what I'm saying? That's how you got them to accept you, by pretending to be somebody else. And that's got to be uncomfortable every day, putting on that mask, coming outside and being around these people because you didn't create it. This character, that's what it is. It's a character. It's not the real you. So this spread is basically saying that keep your self-respect and your dignity. If somebody broke up with you and they treated you wrong while you was in a relationship, then they broke up with you. This is just a continuation. There seems to be a lot of this going on. So a lot of this energy happening lately. just to leave them where they're at. That's all they're saying. Have self-respect for yourself. Don't go crawling back to somebody trying to get them to come back to you. Okay, you're wonderful just the way you are. You don't have to be with this person or whatever it is. Keep your dignity, your self-respect. Keep your head up, and there's gonna be somebody else for you. Okay. And if you got different goals that you stopped, you was reaching for them before you met this person. Sometimes people get with people and they be so consumed with that person that they forget the different things that they were already had, rolling before they met this person. And so then when y'all are out of that relationship, and then let's say they break up with you and it's a horrible breakup, you coming back, you starting to remember some of the things you used to do. You know what I'm saying? Some of the things that you were interested in before you got with this person, you're just now getting back to it. And all that time has passed. You know what I'm saying? And you could have been so much further ahead. But you were so consumed with that person, because sometimes it's like that. And I get it. But if that person is not going to support you and the things that you was doing already and how you was, then don't change yourself for them just to keep them. The person that's going to be for you is going to support what you do. And if they don't support it, then they need to have a really good reason or be reasonable to be able to explain it to you where it makes sense, why they don't agree with certain things that you do. You know what I'm saying? Or things that you're into. Maybe it's a perspective of how you think or whatever. Instead of being critical, be able to sit down and talk to you about it instead of telling you that's stupid. Because that's how people do a lot of times. That's a very immature approach, to just tell somebody that's dumb. A lot of times it don't be dumb. It's just because they don't do it. They don't have no empathy for you. They're not even trying to be understanding. Then what is the point? Okay. Last card. It says, stop writing fan fiction in your head, babe. If they wanted to, they would. Period. Truth, reality check, and in action. Okay? I'm getting a lot of reality check here, a lot of truth, a lot of wake-up calls and stuff that's been in this spread. Then a lot of self-worth and dignity and giving yourself closure. And then the other thing that sticks out more than anything is changing yourself. So say, for instance, you're a really smart person. Like, you know a lot of different subjects. You're well-versed in them. And you'll get with somebody, friend or romantic, platonic or romantic, whatever it is. And y'all start hanging together, or if it's romantic, you start dating. Okay? Put it where it fits. And you try to have those deep conversations with that person, and you discover that they're not that deep. You're willing to change yourself, or as you've heard it said, dumb yourself down so that they can keep up. And it's not because you're in your ego, you have compassion. So you bring yourself down a bunch of notches to where they can understand, to accommodate that person. So you, in essence, you're changing who you are to accommodate somebody. You're changing instead of being yourself. Okay? That's one thing. And then the other side of that is that the person that you're doing that for may not have the same heart as you. They may feel triggered because you're smart and they're not there like you. They don't know all that stuff like you know. That's a mismatch at that point. Not because you feel like you're better than that person, because you know all kinds of stuff and different things and they don't. Not that. But because that person is triggered. And if they're triggered, they're going to be unreasonable and you're going to become a target. So they're going to be very antagonistic towards you. And if you choose to continue in that direction with that person, let's say if it's a relationship, you're trying to date that person, you're going to have problems. Because that person is going to be critical of everything that you do at that point because they're triggered. So we are not changing who we are just to accommodate somebody else. We're not in our egos when we say we're not going to change who we are. Being authentic is being true to yourself. And when you're true to yourself, you're going to draw the people that's supposed to be around you. They're going to take you just as you are. You're not going to have to do anything different. That's your tribe. That's the people that you're supposed to be around. These are people you can call family, and they may not be blood. Do you understand? Mm-hmm. So I think we are at the end of this one. Okay. We're at the end. I'm not going to pull any more cards at this point. Thank you for joining me tonight. This is the second live for the night. I appreciate you guys being here with me. Those that did jump on with me. We're about 46 minutes in. We're about 45 minutes. This one was a lot shorter than the last one. And I'm gonna start pulling back on the length of time that I do the lives. I'm looking at the laptop and just watching the stats and stuff. But I hope you enjoy the live. I hope that you got something out of it. I mean to be an encouragement to everyone that is on this channel. If you subscribe to this channel, this is what it's going to be. I will eventually deviate in some areas, but for the most part, the whole energy about this channel is to speak directly to you, to give words of encouragement. I know that everybody is not dealing with the same thing. You know what I'm saying? They're not. And so when I do the lives, I go with what comes out in the cards. You know what I'm saying? Apparently there's a need somewhere. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. So if you get this live later and you get a chance to comment, I'm gonna ask a question, and you can put it down in the comment section. So we can pull for different subjects. We definitely can. Not doing the questions just yet. I just got my Venmo set up. So once let's see, what did I do? PayPal is set up. So if you guys want me to do certain subjects, we can do that. I am noticing a lot of, love readings and stuff like that. So this is what this one was, but this was more for you. This is not necessarily about a relationship that you're currently in. This is about getting you to the point to release people that are not for your highest good. That's what this is for. Okay. So what's today? Tuesday? Looks like we'll probably be back Thursday for a live. I will do some shorts for you guys, okay? But the next live should be Thursday. I'll post it in the community page, and that it'll be Thursday, probably about 9 o'clock, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay? And that'll be the next time we come together as with a live. Spider, you're late. Where you been, Spider? This is the second live. And I'm done already. Roblox. Oh my God. What'd you eat tonight, Spider? What'd you eat tonight, Spider? What'd you eat? Can you hear me? I don't know if you can hear me. Noodles. Noodles and noodles. Mm-mm. Is it delayed? Like when I say something, does it take a minute for you to hear it? Thank you, Spider. When I first started this live, it was probably about 20, 30 people in here. I don't know where they went, and it's okay. 'Cause most of the time, people come back, and I can see the views later. So it's okay. Okay, good. So it's not delayed. Awesome. So what did I eat tonight when I came home? I don't remember. I made a sandwich, I think. So I wasn't that hungry. Yeah, I had a sandwich and I had some sweet tea. Yep. Hmm. Yep. So everybody's gone, Spider. Hey, I may do it this weekend. It just depends, cause I don't eat everything. What you got? What's the suggestion? Okay, rice. Hmm. Rice with greens. I've never heard of that. Wait, what? Spider, what? Rice with greens. Now I've never heard of that. Oh wait, okay. Let me be quiet. Rice with greens and let me see what you say. And I'm waiting. I forgot what it's called. Oh, well, you got to give me the information of what it's called so I can look it up. Let me see. Rice with greens. One word. What you mean? Rice with greens. I'll try to look it up and see if I can figure it out too. Let me see. Let's see. Maybe I can do it now. What you think? Let's see. You said. Let me see if I can figure it out. Rice. Mexican green rice? No, that's not it. Hot rice and greens. Swiss chard. What is it called? Baked collard green rice? Is that it? Oh, it has bread too. Is the bread baked in it or is on the side? It's like spaghetti, but it's kind of like a pasta and bread and let me see, rice with greens. It's in a red box. Also, this is like a pre-made meal. Is it frozen? Hmm. Hmm. I don't know what you talk. And the pasta, just put pasta on the bread? I don't know. And let me see. Hmm. Is it like a flatbread? It's not frozen. Is it? It's not a flatbread, like, and you can add everything on top of it. Braised greens and cornbread, cheesy brown rice, greens casserole. Bread pulao, vegetables. Hmm. Panicato? Is that what it's called? Panicato? An a rustic Italian dish. Bread, cooked with wild greens, a touch of tomatoes, garlic, and stock. Finished with what? Is it vegetarian? Exclusion. That ain't it. You said you put everything, and there's no pasta in there, so this is not it. Any bread you want. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't think I've ever heard of it. Spider. Mm. So if you ever figure out the name of it, just let me know, like on the next live. Let me see. You want to see the picture that I pulled up? Because it doesn't have any pasta. What you want to see? You want to see the picture I pulled up of the recipe that I don't think it's it because you said it goes on bread. This is in a dish. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. That's probably not it. Don't put the pasta in the bread. Just put the bread on the pasta. Yeah, this just dish doesn't have any pasta at all. Hmm. So this can't be it. Hmm. Yeah, I don't see it. So if you ever figure it out, oh, you do want to see it. Okay, hold on. Okay. Did you see it? Uh-uh. I don't think that was it. Okay. If you ever figure out the name of it, let me know. Okay, so Thursday night will be the next live, okay? I don't think I'm gonna do one tomorrow night. Okay? So it will be Thursday when I do another live, but I'll do some shorts tomorrow. Don't forget, Spider. I gotta go to bed, love. Yeah. This old gal gotta go lay down. Okay. I will, Spider. But if you ever figure it out, what's the name of it, that'll probably help. So I could look it up. Night night.